Hello there, everyone, and welcome to a brand new episode of Collective Consciousness. My name is Tiny, and I'm your host, and I'm so happy to welcome you to the show where we focus on expanding your consciousness. So, for those of you who are either new here or who don't really know what this show is about, this is specifically dedicated for those who are on their road to self-mastery, where we discuss all different types of topics to help improve your way of living and to raise your personal and our collective vibration. So, if you missed last week's episode, be sure to take 1 second and hit the subscribe button down below, ring the bell, and select all so you can get the notifications and you don't miss any other episodes. This week, we are going to be talking about being strong in the face of weakness. So 2020 has brought us so many issues, problems, troubles, whatever you want to call it, right? Strife, stress, right? And how do you handle all that? In my last episode, I had kind of mentioned how I just made a cross-country move, right? Well, I ended up moving because there have been a lot of issues within my family, health-wise and things like that. Well, now there are a whole new array of issues that we have to deal with, including the fact that me and several of my family members have tested positive for coronavirus. I currently have it. Yes. So emotionally, it was devastating because both my dad and my grandfather are both very, very high risk. Yet they're both also positive, So emotionally, it's been very difficult because, and we said this was a safe space, right? We did discuss this on the first episode. For those of you that haven't seen the first episode, it's called What is Consciousness? Check it out. And in that episode, we had a conversation, you and I. We said that this was going to be a safe space and that we can be open here, right? Okay, well, I will be vulnerable with you all. And I will tell you how I felt and what to do in situations when you feel like you don't want to or you can't move on, right? A lot of emotions took place after getting my positive test result, right? Who have I been around? What dangers may I have put them in? The thing is, we as people, we like to take on emotional stress when we feel like something may be our fault, or I don't want to say that. I don't want to say my fault because it's not my fault. This is a pandemic. This is something that we can't fight. I have been careful. I wear my mask. I wash my hands. I wear gloves at the gas pump, But that's the thing about this pandemic. That's the thing about this whole situation is we don't know how we can catch it or how quickly or how little contact it actually takes. And I've been so careful to prevent myself from getting in this situation. Yet, here I am still in this situation. So when you think about it like that and you really break it down and you really can say that you've done everything that you can to be preventative, to be safe, right? And the situation is out of your control, yet you still have to suffer the consequence. That is what I mean by being strong in the moment of weakness or in the face of weakness, right? I don't have control over coronavirus. I don't have control over how it may be contracted or how it may be spread from one person to another. But what I do have control over is making sure I'm safe, making sure I minimize my contact with people. Even in my own house, I've been very isolated, self-quarantining and wearing my mask. The behind my ears hurt. Okay. They hurt. But I do that to keep the people I love safe, right? And it's just been very difficult being back, being home, because there has been other health issues that are also going on within my family that are kind of complicating things. So just, uprooting my life and moving cross country and kind of trying to rebalance and restabilize, right? And then all of a sudden, oh great, now you have coronavirus. So it's just like a very dense, very emotional time of being right now. And so what do you do, right? What do you do? How can you still sit here and smile and share with all these people, right? Questions I have to myself. And the answer is, and thank you to my dear friend Kia. I'm going to go ahead and give you the shout out, because you really helped. Because she asked me, well, how am I going to recenter myself? And that's so true. Like, I'm out of routine. When I was in Vegas, I had a very pretty stable routine, right? Because all I had to worry about is myself and my dog. So everything was consistent. But now my whole life is kind of turned around and upside down and flip-flopped, right? So how do you get back to center? So I'm going to have an episode about routines and routining and how that can create positive mental mind and state of being, as well as a environment to thrive. Okay, but that's not what this episode is about. But the routine does play a part in my overall mental and emotional health. And I feel like that's something that during traumatic situations that we as Americans don't really take the time to address, right? Mental health is a serious issue in this country. And it's because we weren't really taught in school how to feed your mind, or, well, we were taught to read textbooks, but we weren't taught to address emotional health or mental health. And that's very important, because your mental health and your emotional health is what's going to create the energy and the environment that you are in. So when things are chaotic and going crazy around you, one has to remain centered. So this morning I listened to recenter myself. First, I'm skipping ahead of the game. Let's back it up a little bit. So we're going to talk about initially you get emotional. You feel like the world's going to end. You feel like you don't want to go forward. You feel like maybe you made a mistake. You feel like guilt. You feel a lot of different things. Right? When you're faced with these types of situations. And that's okay. Don't ignore that. Your emotions are your right. That's part of the human experience. So the first thing you have to do is address that emotion. Sadness, depression, anger, whatever it is. Address it. And look within yourself. Last night, I spent my time on the couch, in front of the TV, on the phone with my friends, and a bottle of wine. Because that is how I expressed my emotions in that moment. Which is fine. But the key is to not stay in that space, right? So yes, I was very emotional yesterday. I killed almost that whole bottle of wine, and it was 15 years old, so it was quite good. But my point is, not only did I have those emotions, but I made a decision that when I woke up this morning, things are going to be different. I can't change the situation. I can't heal people of coronavirus. But what I can do is I can be a living example. I can grow stronger in myself, my faith, my own power, and my own ability. That's the only thing that I can really worry about, because that's the only thing that's in my control. So this morning I woke up and I listened to some positive audio that always puts me in the right space. Kryon. I know I've mentioned him in a previous episode, but Kryon is, the message of Kryon is the magnificence of the human being in God's eyes, right? We are made, and this is, I know I refer to the Bible often, but that is a religious biblical text that I grew up with. Now, this isn't a religious channel, but in the Bible, it says that we are all made in God's image. We are all made in his likeness, right? What does that mean? It means that you are magnificent. You are amazing. You have powers beyond measure. But one has to be in the right space, mentally, physically, and emotionally, to tap into those powers. So listening to Kryon always puts me back on track and uplifts me when I'm feeling quite low. I'll put down below what I listened to this morning to kind of pull myself out of it. So listen to that. And I meditated. And it was a little hard at first because I wasn't focused. And a lot of the time we use that as an excuse, right? Oh, well, I can't focus. So no, it doesn't matter how many times I opened my eyes or adjusted my shirt or repositioned. I closed my eyes and went back to it. Because it is that breaking of pattern. It is that consistency and persistence that rewires your brain to function differently, to function at a higher vibrational level. Okay, so I did that. And then when I took my dog outside, I did my morning affirmations, as we discussed in a previous episode as well. So I did all of those things to center my mind and to center my spirit, to bring me to a place to be able to sit in front of you all today and to talk about it. Now we need to talk about my body, right? So in order to pull yourself and in order to develop or create strength when you're in moments of weakness or you're surrounded by adversity, what you have to do is balance mind, body, and spirit. So I touched on mind and spirit, right, this morning. So now body. So I know y'all see my vegan AF shirt on. I find power in natural foods. It gives you like a type of high that you can't really explain. It's just like high on life, right? That's what I feel like that means when you eat like a bunch of good fruits and vegetables. Like you feel electric, right? So I have a cousin, shout out Cherie, who is also going through some health issues at the moment. So I was speaking to her last night, and we are going to do the master cleanse. And I know I've spoken about the master cleanse in the food episode and probably a couple other episodes. And I honestly swear by this cleanse because it's a total body reset. Okay, so when I'm out of alignment, I have to get back. I have to be strong, right? I have to keep going. That's what we're told. That's what is kind of like conditioned into my whole being, right? It's to keep going. So since I didn't have too much motivation to keep going, I just had to like dig myself out. So this is what I'm going to do. I'm going to start a new cleanse, and I'm going to do it with my cousin, and we're both going to grow so much from it. It's a great way to end the year. And I'm going to do in between videos for you all as well. So I'll create a playlist of between 5 to 6 videos. It's going to be a 10-day cleanse. Technically 13 days if you count the 3 days of pre-cleansing. But I'll do a video every other day, and I will tell you how I'm doing, what I've done, how I feel, what's going on, and I will document every step of the way in case you may want to use some of this. You know, the whole purpose of this show is to be able to grow together, learn together, and raise our vibrations together. When you balance mind, body, and spirit, you instantly raise your vibration. And when you raise your vibration, then the universe starts to bring you things that match that vibrational frequency. So for example, if I'm feeling low, and that's the energy I'm continuously putting out, depressed and angry and guilty and sad and sick, right? That energy you are putting out as well will be returned to you. So in order to reverse that, you have to pull yourself out of the funk. You have to pull yourself out, encourage yourself, because some of us have people that can help encourage us. Some of us do not. And I understand that. This is all walks of life, right? But you have control over yourself, over your mind. It's all mental. I know you've heard the saying, this too shall pass, right? Well, that's true. Trouble don't last always, right? That's also true. So in the meantime, these are some things you can do to pull yourself out the funk. So like I said, focus on 3 things: balancing your mind, your body, and your spirit. What are some ways that you feed your mind? I like to read. I like to listen to positive audio. Those are the 2 ways that I feed my mind, and YouTube videos. So there's 3 ways right there: YouTube videos, listening to positive audio or motivational speeches or whatever. Channelings. There are some channelings I like to listen to. Abraham Hicks is a really good one. So maybe find something that will feed your mind and do it on a daily basis. Then you need to feed your spirit. How do you feed your spirit? Some people pray. Some people, like, affirmations help me, and speaking or writing words of gratitude, that helps. Meditation, right? Things like that. There's 3 ways right there. Now, 3 ways to feed your body. Eat good foods. And when I say good foods, I mean like organic, as close to as nature intended, right? I don't want everyone to be vegan, because that's not the right path for everyone. We are omnivores. We are created to be able to eat both vegetables and meat products, but you have to understand how these things affect your body. Don't eat processed foods. Eat foods as close to as nature intended. That alone will help raise your vibration. Do some physical activity. Me and my dog go on a little nature hike every morning ever since we've moved, and that's been one of the highlights of my days since I've been here. Right? So get some physical activity. Do yoga. Do a little online class if you like. Go for a walk. Something physical. So to bring everything full circle, to be strong when you have so much going on around you, to me, that's not a compliment. My whole life, people have been like, oh, Tiny, you're so strong. And that just means I've just been through a lot of crap. I've been through a lot, and I've had to deal with a lot, and I've overcome a lot. And being strong is not necessarily a compliment for me. It's a skill. It's a practice. Being a survivor is a compliment, because not only have I gone through a lot, I've also overcome a lot of things. And And with that said, I would not have been able to do it, and I would not be able to do it if I was not personally aligned, if I wasn't able to balance out my mind, body, and spirit. So I'm here to help you. I'm not a, guru of any sort. I'm just another person going through this walk of life with you, right? I'm an earthling just like you are. But we are here together, and we can use one another to help get through some of these tough and challenging times. And that's what I'm here to do. I want to help you. I want to help you get through it. So if you're interested, put down in the comments that you want to join the cleanse with us. We're doing the master cleanse. I will put a link down below so you can see. It's a book. There's a book. I'm not a nutritionist. I can't really break down chemically how this cleanse is going to help or what it does, but the book can do that. And it's like $6. So if you're interested, buy the book first. Buy it now. Get it right now. And reach out to me. Put down in the comments that you're interested, and I will absolutely reach out to you. I will help you, and we will get this going. Okay? So, everyone, if you're feeling depressed, if you're feeling like this is a really hard time for you right now, if you're feeling like you want to give up, if you're feeling like your home life is unbearable, if you're feeling like alone, if you're feeling like you need help, balance your mind, body, and spirit. Because when you are in alignment, magic happens in life. Get a daily regimen going on. Your health, mental, emotional, and physical health are the most important things. They say health is wealth, right? You can have all the money in the world, but if you're not mentally healthy, if you're not emotionally healthy, and if you're not physically healthy, you will ruin that whole opportunity. But you can create that opportunity just by balancing mind, body, and spirit. Okay, I want you to understand how powerful you are. And just in knowing that creates strength. Okay? If you found value in this video, please drop a #value down below. Comment down below if you would like to join the cleanse, if you have questions about the cleanse, if you have any comments or concerns. And if you think this video helped you, go ahead and hit that like button. If you feel like someone else could benefit from this video, hit the share button. And if you like this type of content, go ahead and hit the subscribe button down below. That is all I have for you all this week. I can't wait to see you next week. And stay tuned. I will put in between videos regarding this cleanse and when we'll start and everything like that. So make sure you hit the subscribe button so you get the notifications for when we're starting. Thank you so much. I love every single one of you. Asè and Namaste.